Hello, and welcome to the Hippocrates Health Institute in West Palm Beach, Florida. Each week, we host about 60 guests in our unique, lush, healthful environment. We teach the Living Foods lifestyle, which focuses on a diet of organic, living, raw foods such as sprouts, green juices, vegetables, sea vegetables, and soaked and sprouted grains, nuts, and seeds. We employ wheatgrass juice, a powerful cleansing and healing agent that expedites the healing process remarkably well. Hippocrates is not only a health center, it is also a health school, showing how live foods and increased oxygen improve on the state of your health. Tests have proven that enzymes and oxygen nourishment help the body to correct any imbalances or weaknesses that encourage or allow illness. By supplying your system with oxygen and enzymes, we help you rebuild your health. The Institute was started in 1955 by Dr. Ann Wigmore, who healed herself of cancer and shared her wisdom with people who wished to heal naturally. In addition to the Living Foods diet, we focus on all the aspects of a healthy lifestyle. We analyze your blood, and a personalized program will be developed for you. Many problems can be seen through the blood screening process, and specially trained personnel are here at all times to make sure that proper procedures for your health are followed. We also teach you the importance of exercise and rest, the need to heal emotional wounds. Thousands of people have healed themselves by giving their bodies the nutrition needed by every cell and eliminating the toxins that create disease. We know that our immune systems have been designed impeccably. It's just that no one gave us an owner's manual for the proper care and feeding of our amazing human bodies. In this series of programs, you will learn about the inner workings of the body, the importance of detoxing and eliminating, how to best use supplements, how to live practically and healthfully with the combination of the foods we eat. We will answer scores of questions our guests ask about the Living Foods lifestyle. We invite you to join us in person for the 3-week Life Change program we offer at Hippocrates Health Institute. You can reach us at 800-842-2125, also at 561-471-8876, or on the web at www.hippocratesinstitute.org. Welcome to the Hippocrates Lecture on Detox and Elimination with Anna Maria Clement. In this program, Anna Maria takes us on a journey, exploring the workings of the eliminative systems and organs of the body. We see how the immune system is designed to keep us healthy, and how our lifestyle choices impact the strength and ability of the immune system to do so. You'll learn what to expect as you detoxify in cycles over time. Now, let's join Anna Maria Clement for Detox and Elimination.
Detox is a widely used word internationally and used in so many ways, and what I'm going to do today is take you through how you can use it and do something really good about it and use it in daily life. I want to take you through first how in your life you've had something called a healing rhythm. It's my own word of what happens through the life of cleansing and detox. It's strange, but if you look back, you will see that you will have gone through this. Your body goes through a heavier detox for about 10 days and kind of gives you a plateau for 10 days. And then it gives you a heavier detox for 10 days. I worked in this field for nearly 30 years, and I've seen it, with myself. I've seen it with everybody that we've worked with. So for example, at the Institute, we have a 3-week program, and the first 10 days, you actually detoxify 60% of all your waste products. So we tell it over and over again. The first week, you don't feel so hot, emotionally or physically. And I get endless visits to my office, especially in the middle of the week of, I have nausea, I have a headache, I don't feel so good, I'm losing weight. And, endlessly, of course, I know what to say after all these years, just hang in there. Just hang in there. When you change your lifestyle and change your diet, and of course, when you go on a raw food diet, it doesn't put weight on you. We need to exercise. We need to do resistance training. We need to lift weights and, do aerobics by walking and swimming and everything that we propose. Well, the first week, it's such a big change of your system, getting raw food, getting oxygen and enzymes, because boy, do they want to clean you. Any cleaning product out there now has oxygen and enzymes in it, and you know why, because nothing cleans you up better than that. So of course, those 10 days, you just want to survive them, and you do very well, because we feed you very well through the juices and wheatgrass and everything you get through the salad buffet. Then you have 10 days. So if you're here 3 weeks, the last 10 days you're here, you start perking up, you start feeling better. Everybody tells you how much better you're glowing and how, you're losing weight if you needed to, or you're putting on, you start looking much better. So then at graduation, we have graduation every week. So if you graduate after 3 weeks, you definitely will stand up here and say it was the best thing you did in your life. But then I get the telephone call on Monday that says, what on earth happened? What did I do wrong? Because then you probably go through the next 10 days. Some of you will go through it like a breeze, and some of you will have it much heavier. Of course, it takes you to a healthier stage each time that you go through that heavier detox. And the heavy detox gets less heavy each time you go through it, and evens out eventually with the plateau. But you also go through it emotionally. At the end of the lecture, I will go through emotional stuff that you also detoxify. And, if this is brand new and you're just starting into something like this, let me tell you, you go through a lot of emotions because every organ stores emotions. So that's something that we need to remember, that we actually have a healing rhythm. And thank God for that, because especially if we want to release tumors, we want to release arthritis or HIV, whatever we have, we cannot detoxify heavy all the time. We need a plateau that gives us time. Let's say that we are on heavy medication too. That's the time that we might be able to reduce medication and then stay on that amount while we're still going through a heavier detox. The next plateau, we might be able to reduce even more. So that's the rhythm, but it only leads one way, it's only going to lead to success. So let me take you through detox and end elimination. You have an entrance and an exit, and it reminds of modern time, like Charlie Chaplin in Modern Time, or Lucy Ball in The Chocolate Factory, because look at this. You have, at the entrance, you have 4 filtering organs. They filter the blood. And there are 3 that starts on L and 1 starts on K. And the largest filter organ in your body is your lymph, your lymphatic system. And oxygen moves your lymph. Only oxygen moves your lymph. It doesn't have a pump, like the heart pumps the blood around. It needs oxygen, it needs movement. The diaphragm works like a pump in a way, because as you move, as you walk, as you swim, work out, as you eat living foods that gives you oxygen, you move it and you start filtering the blood so much better. Your lymph stores your white blood cells, and it's an impeccable system that you have in the lymph stored there. First of all, white blood cells are made through the bone marrow, but it's not made in all the different kinds of white blood cells. You have a stem cell or a mother cell. If that stem cell gets the right hormonal directions, you will be healthy. For example, if it gets the wrong directions, leukemia can happen, and it starts to pumping out tons of white blood cells. You know, in the old days, they called it the white blood because there were so many white blood cells. And external pollution, of course, things that we eat could really give us the wrong hormonal directions. From what you need is for the moment should come out here. For example, here in Florida, we live below sea level. When we go up to Colorado to lecture, we don't have enough blood. And so we've learned not to lecture the first night we arrive because we're in La La Land. We don't have enough oxygen. So you lecture the next day, and by that time, your bone marrow got the message, we need much more blood, make it. So look at this. We get so and so many red blood cells, and we get so and so many white blood cells. And I'm going to talk about the white blood cells. A good white blood count should be between 4.5 and 7.5. That's when nothing serious is happening. But it doesn't tell you much, because there's something called differential that you want to have next time you have a blood test. You don't just want to have a total white blood count. Let's say that I had a 6. Doesn't say much. It says I'm not fighting a flu or something, because that would bring it up to a 10, 11. But a lot of things could be happening in that number. So I know I need to see a differential. In the differential, you see something called lymphocytes. And if I make 600%, because in the differential you get percentage, they should be 33% of that 6. Now, lymphocytes are the T cell and the B cell. B cell is double the size. T cells, they are the brains of your immune system. They are like a huge computer. They store all the memory, they store the antibodies, anything that you fight before. If you had chicken pox, they had the antibody for it, no matter what. The B cell makes antibodies. You will see, for example, if we look at your blood, your red blood cell looks like little donuts floating around in the plasma. And T cells will be in, actually they're the same size as a red blood cell, and they will be making sure that any waste products, if you never looked at your blood under microscope, you'd be surprised what we see. And waste products is a big part of that if our diet has been very, very processed. If we mainly been eating a high protein, high fat, high sugar diet, there's going to be a lot of waste in here. And the T cell needs to make sure that that's always taken care of. But of course, we know it takes care of tumors. We know it takes care of virus, bacteria. We know it takes care of parasites, but in a very special way. Now, let's say that there came a brand new virus in here, an ugly virus that we never seen before. We never fought before. And instead of blaming Hong Kong, let's say it came from Sweden. Oh, it's awful, it's vicious, we don't have any vaccine, we don't have anything for it. B cell will, within 2 days, have figured out what kind of antibody that the T cell needs, because the T cell will then use that antibody and take care of that virus. Isn't that incredible? And then, who will take care of this? Because the main work for your T cell is to make sure that the plasma is always clean. If the plasma is not clean, any invader can hide. So it needs to always make sure that it's clean. So then comes leukocytes. Leukocytes make up 60% of all your white blood cells. And there are different kinds. I'll put one up here. Okay. Leukocytes are like huge amoebas, and this one is called neutrophils, the 60%. That one is always cleaning waste up. You see it all the time in your blood. It's a scavenger. It will eat anything. So that definitely, getting 60%, it always will be going for cleanup, and T cell constantly gives chemical messages to the neutrophils. Then, who's going to clean this virus up? It's a special white blood cell called monocyte. Monocytes. And they only make up 4% of all your white blood cells. So they will get orders from the T cells. Hey, we got a virus. We got a lot. You think monocytes will only stay at 4% if it got a big job like that? No, it will take a big crew in now, and it probably will up to 14. I'll show you how they do that. It's all a business. Even in your body, it's a business. So we got to give them what they need so they can take care of their business. Now, let's say I had yeast. Yeast looks like white cotton balls in here. Just like the fungus when you make different things or you find old things, just like that, it looks in your blood too. Or let's say I have parasite, little fast wigglers in there, we see them too. Or I have allergies. You know, it could be an allergen like wheat, gluten, lactose allergy, you know, something like that. Then comes another one, and they're called eosinophils. Eosinophils, they all look like big dumbbells, and they're 3% eosinophils. They work together with basophils. Basophils make histamine, so they should not be more than like 0.2. They should be 0 something. So together, really, there shouldn't be more than 3. So let's say now I have this, I have yeast, or I have parasites, or I have an allergy. The T cell will now send orders to them to vacuum clean. You see how impeccable it is? Now look at this business. If I have a tumor, if I now have a tumor, and I have a wonderful picture by Lennart Nilsson, he's a medical photographer that was far ahead of his time. He's from Sweden, and he followed the egg and the sperm for the 9 months. You've probably seen his books or videos, it's fantastic. Here he has a picture that's unbelievable. It just cleans everything up that we thought was happening with cancer, because in old days we were told that your immune system does not think that that tumor is an invader, because it has its own life. It has its own system of blood coming in and everything. It's like independent. Well, it's all wrong. Here we have, guess who's working on this tumor? You have the T cells, you have B cells, you have eosinophil, and of course monocytes work on this. And what he says is that they drill hole, and slowly but surely they destroy that tumor. The drilling, so you need a team of that. Guess what now? If I eat a diet full of heavy processed foods, the most important work though was neutrophils. They will vacuum clean until that's clean. And these guys will have to stay on low numbers. If you want to give them high numbers so that the crew who really knows what to do can destroy this tumor or get rid of arthritis or get rid of any virus, you need to do something, and you need to stay on 100% raw food, because you got to give them all the oxygen that they need. When you cook food, there is no more oxygen, and there is no more enzymes. And of course, enzymes comes in with the hormonal directions to the stem cell too. So it's very fine tuning that you need to do with it through the diet and exercise, and of course how you think too. So look at this now. If I eat a raw food diet, I don't need to keep the neutrophils on 60%. I can drop them to 30. 30 even will clean me up enough if I'm on living food. Guess who can take it? I can up monocytes, who are big tumor eaters. I can give them 14%. Eosinophil loves it too. I can give them 13. Well, The boss better be high here. I can up them to 43. You see that? And what we see in 3 weeks here is this. It's like every time I see it, I say, you're a textbook. You know, it's just like it should be. It's a business. And as how long this will go on, it depends on, you know, individually, how much we have to do. And it will go up and down. And that's why, especially when you leave, we ask you to send blood tests to us so we can follow you. Because there is not many out there that knows what a real detox and elimination is and where it takes you. Because it definitely is an up and down process. But it takes you to success. You just got to believe in it too. And you got to know that thousands and thousands of people have done it before you, you know. The more you eat living food, the more you help to detoxify your body too. Because we can't be hysteric. We live in a world we are all bombarded with a lot of things. And we're all bombarded with a lot of radiation too. You will definitely protect yourself incredibly by being on a living food and by exercising. The more oxygen you bring in, the more you protect your whole system, because nothing can really survive with sufficient oxygen. Then you have lymph nodes. And lymph nodes you find mainly in the neck area, under the arms, in the groin area, and sometimes they swell. Just like a lymph gland swell, sometimes your tonsils swell, because you're detoxifying. I mean, you turn so toxic that your system puts the right red lights on and says, detoxify. There are golden rules when you detoxify. You need to be on 100% raw food diet. You need to rest. You need to have body massage. You need maybe acupuncture, maybe chiropractic. You need definitely to work on your whole body and your whole circulation. I think massage is not a luxury. I think massage is a necessity. And all over the world there are cultures where massage is definitely part of daily life. And you know, I gave massage for many years, and the incredible results you see with the lymphatic system, with the skin, with the whole bone structure of treating a person right. So it's very important to keep that going, and especially if we cannot move around enough. I say if you're in a hospital, you should have massage every day. You make sure you get a massage therapist there in every day while you're there. So the lymph we need to treat, and we do trampoline. And actually the gravity, when you jump on the trampoline, I don't mean you have to be a monkey on it. You can just jump and hold on. If you have a rack, you can hold on and just actually lock your knees back like a ballerina and just let your body weight go on it. But you actually move your lymph fantastic by doing that. And skin brushing. When you skin brush, you move your lymph. So get a good skin brush. You can do it either dry or do it in the shower. You know, if you don't like to do it dry, at least do it in the shower and get circulation. You move it. The lymph is not an elimination organ. It is a filtering system, and it empties out in the vascular system. So this is, you go this way, you go up towards the lymph, or the heart if it's easier to remember. And then let me go to the liver. Liver, you have a right lobe by the last rib on the right side. You find it protected by the rib there. Then you have a smaller left lobe right beside it. Liver takes care of so much. When you look in a blood test, there will be liver enzymes. And most blood tests will have these. One is called alkaline phosphatase. One will be called total bilirubin. One will be called GGTP. One will be called SGOT. One will be called SGPT. And one will be called LDH. Not the cholesterol, HDL. It's the LDH. What they are, the SGOT to start with, is a major liver enzyme. Often from hepatitis, it tends to stay high. And you know, if you've gone through your doctor and normal treatment, it usually stay high for a long time. Here it will drop for sure. GGP also major liver enzyme. So these two usually, if there is something more serious, they would definitely scream. Bilirubin is very food related. If before I came here, had like a lot of people do, a lot of people have a party with their friends before they leave because it's like the last for a while. And they might have a seafood dinner and they might have wine and dessert. And bilirubin should only be